The dangerous story people tell themselves. Hey guys, if you've been following me recently, I've been sharing some revelations from some movies I've been watching. And just recently I've been watching some children's movies with my children, Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3. And Kung Fu Panda 2 is one of my favorite movies. It's really sad, but one of the key quotes in that movie really touched me. And if you don't know the story, I'm going to be spoiling a little bit in this video. So if you haven't watched it already, you should pause this video and go watch it. Basically, Po, the main character, the panda in the movie, he was separated from his parents when he was young. And his mother had died, the bad guys had killed his mom, and he was like separated from his father at childbirth. And near the end of the movie, basically the soothsayer at the end of the movie said,
"Your story may not have such a happy beginning, but that doesn't make you who you are. It is the rest of your story, who you choose to be."
So many people I talk to, they tell themselves a particular story, that they're not good enough, they can't do it, they're not meant to be successful, or they're not meant to have such a abundant life, or they can't be rich, or they can't be well off. And all of it is just patterns or habits or certain mindset that they have developed based on their peers or the people that surround them. And they've been conditioned in a certain way to have all these limiting beliefs about themselves. So I'm telling you today, it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter how bad your background is. There is hope and faith for you. But you gotta stop telling yourself that old story that keeps holding you back. It's the story that you're not good enough, you can't do it, it's too difficult, it's too hard. All the stories that you're telling yourselves. Like, oh, I'm defined by who I was before. You're not. You're not. You're the one who writes the story. You are the one that takes action. And so many people have just pushed that responsibility onto other people. Oh, it's my wife's fault, or it's my husband's fault, or it's the people that I hang around with. Oh, it's my boss's fault, or it's my company's fault. Oh, like, it's because God doesn't bless me. It's because God put me in this situation. And they blame other people. They point the fingers at other people. Like, I'm a Christian and I go to church, and you know, in some church communities around the world, they just hold Christians back. Oh, you know, just trust in God with your heart and understanding, and God will like and lean not on your own understanding, and that's Proverbs 3. And people take that out of context. Oh, just trust God, just pray and pray. You know what? I've shared in another video. It's not about that. You just look at yourself, take action. Don't let the story define your future. You know, people are just like, oh, I will just rely on God and God will do it for me. No, you do it. You be that miracle. You take that action. You get up in the morning and roll up your sleeves and do the work, and you hustle. God gave you a brain, especially if you're from North America and you've been educated. You're already in the top 1% of wealth in the world. You know, you have so many opportunities. You're blessed with a lot of opportunities that so many people don't have. A lot of freedom that a lot of people don't have, especially in the world. There's a lot of persecuted people in the world that they don't have access to, you know, food and shelter and all that stuff. And you have internet, and you have YouTube, and you have Google, and you have so many resources out there. You write that story. You may have had a horrible beginning. You may have been abused or oppressed or persecuted, but that was the history. And without that history, you wouldn't be the strong mofo that you are today. So be thankful that you survived through those difficult situations and you grew. Hopefully you grew. If you learned from it, you grew. If you just stayed as a victim, you didn't grow. And that experience, as horrible as it may have been, is holding you back. Instead of learning and growing from that experience and using that lesson to make you stronger, to be able to bless other people, you've let that story hold you back. That sap story or that tragic story. And I'm not saying that those stories were good. But there are always positives in every situation if you grow from it, if you learn from it. Without the difficulties or challenges in your life, how are you able to overcome greater difficulties? How are you able to take on, how are you able to bless others who are going through that difficulty now? Without the sad stories, without the challenges, how can you have the mindset to go forward and fight? If life were so easy for you, you would be pretty pathetic, pretty lame. You wouldn't grow. If life was always handed to you, you wouldn't have the mental fortitude to get stuff done, right? I encourage you to not let your previous story or your old story hold you back, but to always strive forward. You know, you may have had a horrible beginning, but that's not who you are. You are not that victim. You are not that loser. You are not that person you thought you were. You are a winner. You are a victor. And victory is yours if you choose to claim it, if you choose to take action, if you use the old story to give you strength to write your new story. But if you don't, then you're dictating a future for yourself that doesn't really serve you, that doesn't help you grow, and doesn't give you the abundant life that you deserve. So hopefully you found value in this video, and subscribe and comment below and share with me how you're going to take action and erase the old story or use the old story to change your life. See you in the next video.